20 cent? Y'all dropped my RPM to 20 cent on the last day of the month when I have a video that went viral? So I think from now on, I'm just going to be getting on live trying to make my money from TikTok because TikTok got me so fucked up. So last month, they dropped my RPM down to like 80 something cent, right? So all month long, I've been having my RPM at like 85 cent, 86 cent, right? This month, I done brought them over 857,000 views in 1 month off of my page. They said only 347 of those views count as eligible views or whatever, right? So the month for next month, I'm only getting paid $326. And I say only because that's one of my lowest checks I've done on TikTok because my RPM used to be a dollar and something, $1.65 when I first
Wow.
started, when I got into the Creator Rewards program. Do y'all know yesterday, the last day of the fucking month, I did 300K views, almost 300K views on one of my videos, and they dropped my RPM to 20 cent. They dropped it all the way down to 20 cent because they didn't want to fucking pay me for yesterday's video
Wow.
going viral. So fuck y'all. Y'all don't want to pay y'all creators, so I won't be giving y'all all of my undivided attention. I'll just get on fucking live and beg like the rest of them. Fuck creating content for y'all.
Oh,
I get it
no.
now. I get it why they rather stay on live than to get on here and create videos for y'all because y'all are stealing from people. Y'all, I'm so damn mad. 20 fucking cent. It was $1.65 the month before. And then it dropped all the way down to 86 cents. And then you tell me you drop it down to 20 cents when I brought you over 857,000 views this month? It's not like I'm not putting in the work because every day I fucking post for y'all. Yes, I'm pissed off. Fuck TikTok. And what the fuck is a qualified view any fucking way? Y'all tell me out of 857 views, only 300 something counted? Y'all full of shit.
Mm.
Fucking up the first of the month for me.
Wow. So yeah, those new rules came into effect. And by new rules, I'm referring to, keep in mind, TikTok is supposed to be a short form platform. You're supposed to be able to, you could make a 10-second video on there if you want to, a 5-second video on there if you want to. But now they've changed the rules to where if the video is not at least 60 seconds, then it doesn't qualify for monetization. And that's just one of the things, because I've been talking about the TikTok doesn't pay for real. And then because of the creator fund where they had billions of dollars or something like that set aside for creators, and then they redacted that, I had been saying and clearing up the fact that, oh, it's not that TikTok's not paying creators, it's that it's just a debacle as far as a creator fund. But I had to come and make this video because apparently there's a correction, because like she just said, it seems like they're doing some weird practices. And it seems like people actually are not getting paid on TikTok. And as well as, like she just mentioned, it's kind of like they're going backwards in time. She's doing better. She's getting better as a creator. She's driving better results. And what it appears is happening is that TikTok is deciding, like, well, those results aren't worth the same anymore. And instead of paying you, for example, $1 per RPM, we're only going to pay you 20 cents per RPM. So she's getting better and she's scaling ultimately, which she thought that that was going to equate to more money. And what's happening is she's doing better results and still getting paid less. And so now she's got to do like triple that just in order to try to get back to where she was for getting 3 times less the results. I think that's incredible. And that's going to ruin trust. And it's going to be a trickle down effect. But let's get back and see some more examples, y'all. Before we do, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also if you could hide.
TikTok haven't been paying my weekly live reward payout. Now look, every Wednesday, you're supposed to get your live reward weekly payout every Wednesday. So TikTok took upon themselves not to pay me my weekly live reward payout, which right here. And they broke it down. And Wednesday, I'm supposed to have my money. All right, TikTok took it upon themselves not to pay me. And also, I sent a report a problem, and they come responding back to me. If I'm eligible, I
Oh,
will able to get the reward. What kind of BS is that, TikTok? on, well, but the United States of America, right? We've been having this problem, TikTok. TikTok, why haven't you paid me my weekly live reward payout?
Did you hear what he said when TikTok got taken over by the United States of America? Because, yeah, they were under a lot of speculation. Because if you don't know, TikTok is a Chinese company. I believe they're headquartered in Beijing, if I'm not mistaken. So that adds a whole nother degree of complexity, as well as like, what really could they do? Sure, they've been forced to be able to be structured still in America because they have such a grasp on our market, and probably even for just a little bit more oversight, but they're still headquartered in Beijing at the end of the day. So, business structurings and all this type of thing. Listen, man, the crux of it is that they're headquartered in Beijing. So that's the bottom line. Just because they do have some type of structure in the US, I feel like that still doesn't necessarily secure the safety for the content creators that are partnered with them, in my opinion.
I know I ain't the only one that did not get paid from TikTok today. Where's my money at? I understand y'all getting banned on the 19th and everything. I try to give y'all some grace today because I know y'all probably grieving with me. But where my money at? Today's the 15th. I was supposed to get paid today. This is my last check from y'all. Come on. What's going on? I need my money today. What's going on?
TikTok has not sent me my paycheck yet for this month. I normally get paid on the 15th, and it is now the 16th. We're only a few hours away from it being the 17th, and I've not received it. And normally, I'll get a notification sometime earlier in the morning on the 15th from TikTok that they've sent the pay, and then I get it at PayPal
She's got a lot of views too. She was probably waiting on a big check.
sometime that day. It varies. Sometimes I get it quickly, sometimes it's not till late in the evening that day. But I've always, ever since I've been monetizing on TikTok, I've always gotten my pay on the 15th of the month. And it is now almost the 17th, and I still haven't received it. And I called PayPal and I asked them, because thinking maybe there was a hiccup over there, and they said they have no record of receiving it. And so, of course, there's a chance that all of this is a glitch, but I can't help but think that something's awfully coincidental that this is happening days before the potential TikTok ban. And so in my head, I'm just thinking the worst, that the ban's gonna happen and then they're not gonna pay me my last paycheck. And I'm freaking out. I know for certain.
Let me make a correction. Because on TikTok, as you see, views don't necessarily have to reflect what you're getting paid. So shoot, them views don't really mean nothing. She might not really have a big check coming because TikTok has never really paid like that in proportion to what I feel they should.
There are going to be haters in this comment section who are like, ooh, boo hoo, get a real job, And to that, I just say, I really hope you find an area of your life to exist where you have empathy for others, that you have empathy for people who are doing something, even if it's unconventional, if it's something that makes them happy, brings them a quality of life that they didn't have before. I've been posting way less than normal ever since Trump got elected because I'm just freaking out all the time. I'm really trying to cope with my own anxiety. I'm also really trying to cope with the reality that I don't have any control over what happens with this app. And so, yeah, I've not been my best self. And this time of year is always hard for me because around my birthday, I always fucking miss my dead mother and wish she was here. So, yeah, I'm kind of crashing out right now. And I was just on the phone with my therapist, and he told me that it's okay if I ask for help. So, here's me shamelessly asking for help. I've done this before online, and I'm doing it again.
Her therapist told her it's okay if you ask for help. Yeah, I bet he did. By help, she means if she comes on here and starts begging for money since she didn't get her TikTok check. Yeah, I bet he did tell you it's okay for you to start asking for help. Because in his mind, he's saying, well, yeah, how are you going to pay for my sessions? She probably started complaining to him, like, I don't know how I'm going to pay you. He was like, it's okay to ask for help. Matter of fact, get on it.
even if you can't help me monetarily, if you want to share this video, because I'm curious if other creators have also not received this week's pay. I just love this community that I've built, and so even just like a kind message would mean the world to me. And my heart goes out to anyone else who's really struggling right now. I really admire people who are able to put on a brave face during times like this, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm too sensitive of a patootie, so anyways, I love you guys.
You know, I've loved TikTok for years. The community that
They owe him 7 bands in 2 months. Oh, he's really doing something.
I've built, the creators I've come in contact with, a lot of things about TikTok has made me want to always be here, want to always stream. I am going on over 2 months now. Next month will be the 3rd month that I have not been paid over $7,000. This is not okay. I have not been able to recover from this like I have wanted to. It has messed me up mentally.
Oh yeah, I mean, to owe $7,000 in a 2 month span, and then you got to also think about how psychologically it's like, do I carry that over too? Do I continue to make content to carry over for the next month and just allow this bill to just continue to accumulate up? Because you don't want to stop. You know, ideally, you would think that you're going to get it, but that's crazy. I would be in a dark place if you owed me that, because also $7,000 in 2 months for TikTok. That's why my reaction was 7 bands, because it wasn't because it's that much money, but it's just because for TikTok, that means that he did a lot of work and he got some results, and he should be compensated for it. Same as the lady we just reviewed. But I'm gonna be honest, you know, I saw the writing on the wall early. I was on TikTok, and I even had a software that I had purchased that was enabling me to take my long form content and break it up and then be able to disperse it and distribute it to multiple channels in short form, in a short form way, whether that's Instagram, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Twitter, also known as X, whether that's TikTok. And I don't like how TikTok's algorithm is anyway. I feel like when it was first starting, I think it was a lot more easier to go viral, just like any other platform, right? But I think now it's not as easy. Either it's not as easy, or maybe because my content was getting posted from a third party platform, maybe there are certain algorithm restrictions because it could pick up the fact that it was coming from a third party platform instead of being directly uploaded from their platform. Maybe. But here's what I'll say too. I mean, TikTok, you got to look at a business. One of the most important things when you look at a business, especially when you're looking at long-term trajectory, you got to look at how they invest back into themselves. And TikTok still looks the same as when I first got on TikTok. Now, keep in mind that wasn't that long ago, but like a year ago, when I first got on TikTok, I don't really see much changes, whether that's the user friendliness. I don't see that many updated features. So I say that to say, it's like, what does TikTok really think of itself? When you see a company that's not really reinvesting back in itself and it's just kind of money grab, man, that's a red flag, because that can also indicate the faith that they have in themselves. Like, for example, YouTube. I think I was one of the first. I think I might have been the first content creators asking for hypes. I really do. And I think people might watch me because then I start seeing everybody asking for the hype. And I broke it down, what it really meant to the audience so that they knew. And that's just one thing. I mean, YouTube's got the autoplay feature now, all type of new features. Every time I look, YouTube adds something new. So that's a good partner to partner with, because I'm going to continue to add new wrinkles into my fold as well as a content creator. And it's going to be a beautiful balance, and it's going to be a beautiful partnership.
A very bad financial state, a very bad emotional state. It's not okay. It's not okay for the way that creators, streamers, content creators, whatever you are on this app, it's not okay for the way that we have been treated, how things have changed for us, and why we are the ones that's suffering from it when this is what we do. So everybody can go and comment and troll the comments about TikTok's not a job. You don't fucking know a thing because you aren't in our position to even put yourself to be able to say those words. Okay? You don't know what we have to experience. You don't know what we have to go through. So it's really upsetting to find out that money just disappeared. And it was all around Live Fest. It's like, am I ever going to get paid that money? Because I was told by another creator that it could take up to a month or two to get deposited eventually. I've still been getting payouts after like the 4th week of me not getting paid. I finally got paid. But all that money that was accounted for before, gone. Gone. Not to mention, we have to pay taxes. I'm supposed to have made that money and didn't get it. So that weighs even more on top of it. So it's like,
No. I'm gonna be honest. Like, YouTube's not out the water either. I mean, I have to say that I'm glad that I'm not in that situation. I still feel for other people who are in that situation. But YouTube and Meta, Meta is Facebook. YouTube and Facebook just got not brought in a lawsuit, but they lost a lawsuit in California, I believe. This is very recent. And it's really just about it's more so about the business model and the business practices, as far as basically just how addictive is YouTube and all these platforms, and especially the effects that they may have on children and all that good stuff. They're comparing it now to like when they realize the harmful and addictive effects of like cigarettes. And especially, really, the main focus was the algorithm, the autoplay feature, and maybe even some of like the clickbait nature, where it just really, and even the infinite scroll, to where it just basically how those things are addictive to people and the effects that they've had on people. And now they're reevaluating that, because if you don't know, it's very hard for the laws and the regulations to catch up to the speed and the rate of technology. So now they're finally looking at it a little bit more deeper, because a lot of it is ambiguous and a lot of it is more so ideology, right? But now they're actually starting to make it more concrete, and they're starting to really understand the tangible effects that this actually has on people, and they're trying to put some type of literature towards it. But ultimately, like I was saying, YouTube got sued, and this could be the start of a big thing, especially the way that YouTube does business, which ultimately affects content creators. So we may be in for a shock over on the YouTube side too. Now, keep in mind, YouTube has the best lawyers as well as Meta, and I'm sure they're going to appeal it to death and maybe even win it. So, and nothing's going to get done for a long time. So it's really nothing to worry about right now. But I really just say that to say, sure, when I'm looking at TikTok, I'm thinking of it from an investor mindset, right? Because TikTok is ruining trust with its creators. So what's going to happen when they ruin trust with the creators? As well as really just the creators don't feel appreciated. They don't feel like they're getting paid what they deserve. And they're actually getting a demotion because you're paying them less, as well as you're saying that certain videos don't qualify. What's going to happen? Well, the creators probably aren't going to either create as good of content, or they're just going to get off the platform in general. And like that other woman said, she's just going to start begging. Ultimately, she's not even going to try to create good content. She's just going to get on a live and beg the people that still stick around to watch her, right? Just because they like her, and she's just hoping off that she'll get some money. So ultimately, what I'm saying is, I'm thinking it from an investor mindset. That's more traffic that's going to come to YouTube, because these platforms, they're trying to get people over there and to spend time and attention over there. But if people start migrating from over there, what do you think that's going to do? That's going to affect the amount of people now that are able to come over here. So it's going to affect me in a positive way. But I brought up the fact that YouTube isn't out of the water as well, because, it's just, it's very uncertain times, no matter what you're doing today, right? It's just a lot of different things going on. And, but like I said, thinking of it from the investor mindset, because, man, the one thing you can't do on these platforms is you can't ruin trust with creators. They're ruining trust with creators. Creators are the lifeblood of your organization. Here's what I mean. Listen, I don't care if you got the best stadium in the world. People still need a reason to come and fill up that stadium and fill up those seats. So the creators are the reason that people come over there. And you can't just carbon copy a creator, because it's creativity, and that is subjective, and that requires a certain degree of individuality. But now, because even if TikTok isn't that good, right? Even if even if TikTok isn't as bad as all this slander that's going around, this is still doing reputational damage, which is going to de-incentivize the new creators who would have came over there from even going to them in the first place because of their reputation. So TikTok is playing a dangerous game, in my opinion. You do not want to ruin, especially credibility with your content creators, as well as the potential flow of new content creators. Just my 2 cents.
You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of you guys who thought you were so good because you're in a creator program and you were making $10,000, $4,000, $8,000 a month. And you look down at everybody else like we were the peasants and you were the higher ups. And look at you now. How this working out for you? Life has a way of humbling you, and I don't want to see anybody follow hard times. But getting on this app complaining about TikTok not paying you like that no more, I'm going to say from the collective, we don't care. Get a job. Some of us don't even come here for that. If we get it, fine, but most of us want to connect, get our point of view across, have a few healthy, good debates, meet new people, things like that. We don't care if your check got cut short. So what? You should have been prepared for life as an adult. Go punch in. Bye.
They not paying on this app anymore because people beg too damn much on her. Sorry to get straight to the point. Sorry to be so harsh. You had to hear where it's coming from, because a lot of content creators like myself is hearing from this. The RPMs are going straight down because they notice people are putting the camera right in front of them and saying, "Can you stick around for 1 minute and 1 second long for my video, and so I can make some money to help my family get out of this, that, and the third, whatever's going up in your life." You begging for it, and you not trying to be creative to make people watch your content. Now they notice that they're not gonna keep paying you thousands of dollars for that, and people actually making real content, doing what they got to do, and not making that money because you out here playing on somebody's heartstrings. It is a more creative way to get your bills paid off this app and get you out the struggle. You don't have to beg for it. You just have to tell your genuine, real story. People might feel where you coming from, understand where you coming from, and genuinely want to stick around and help you for your video and give you something. But nah, you get straight to the point. Can you give me some? Can you do this? And they notice that shit and they say, hell no, we can't keep supporting that. We not gonna keep paying you for that. They pay people to make sounds, duet, music, all type of entertaining things where people can get up and stitch your video and duet your video and be more creative with your sound. You think somebody gonna support you begging on her and you get millions of views on that and they
That's a great point. That's a great point. I'm surprised I haven't even touched on that yet. That is probably a big factor as well. There have been videos where I've seen like people come on the camera, say, hey, y'all, I just need y'all to stick around for 60 seconds. Hold on, I'll be right back. Y'all go use the bathroom or something. Go make some popcorn or whatever. And just make sure you don't turn the phone off. Stay on this video because I just got to get my engagement. I got to get my watch time. Not even watching nothing. Not even like trying to like, well, I guess let me just tell y'all about my day while you're here, just in case you did actually want to hear something. Like, it's real egregious. Y'all, we're going to leave it there for the day. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second. It helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And when you hype, it actually pushes smaller content creators to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So it's for smaller content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller content creator, we actually get more points per hype. So you just press the hype button, like I said. And if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.